Wait a minute. Is it fine now? Are you able to hear me? I I think the audio is fine now. Yeah, I can see the audio working. Thank you. Thank you. Just a lot of these setup issues sometimes just crop up at the last moment and take some time. So let me actually just go through the entire intro again just to tell what I'm actually going to do. So number one, we have the new schedule for predictions. Thanks to Excel. So we have the new schedule for basically the round one matchups. And why this affects is because Swiss matchup follows these rules. Round one is the initial matchup which happens, and after that the teams are ranked by number of victories and their win-loss streak. And we, on a best effort basis at least, we try to match teams which are kind of on the same level so that the matches are kind of interesting. So with this, we should be able to see what the R1 and potential R2 matches would be, and that should actually give a good sanity check on if our predictions are in the right fashion, because it gives clarity on this 1-4 and a bit on the 4-0-4-1 as well. And apart from that, I want to finalize my fantasy as well. The stats are final, but the players I want to change, and I want to show how I basically craft it, because I think that would be helpful for a lot of people to ace those last few points in fantasy. So without a lot of further ado, let me actually get started on the matchups. Yeah. So for schedule 1, we have Falcon versus LGD, and I would say this should be a easy victory for Falcon. Like, I might actually say they win this one at a 2-0 and send LGD at a 0-2 bracket. And Team Spirit versus XG. Now, Extreme Gaming, there's a like 20 or 30% chance they win, but the recent performance for XG has been a bit lacking. So I would say it might be a 2-1, but Spirit can ultimately win. And so where this puts us is that we have these brackets on teams which have won one match in these categories with a 2-0. Just sorry for my writing. I guess I should just write it, but and teams which have not won any match, and these would be at a 0-2 or a 1-2. And ideally we should have matches from teams for round 2 within these subgroups. So let's see where each one will fall. So I'm predicting Falcon will ultimately oh my god. Let me just place. Yeah, shit happens. So I'm predicting Falcons will be falling here, LGD should fall here, Spirit will fall here, and XG, ideally they will fall in this one, at least after the round 1 results. Now, between Iron Wing and Nigma, I think that is something which can actually go either way. For consideration, I think I'm more sure on the verdict that Iron Wing will win. Nigma has been somewhat of a weak performance so far, but what I'm not sure is it can be 2-0 and it can be 2-1. So let's actually go over both of these possibilities. And Liquid versus VG, I am betting on Liquid to win. And I think that is also based on one of the past antidotes that we had. Let me check. Yeah. Basically, in that one win essence, Liquid won 2-1. And that gives me some, like, obviously, it's not sure that just because they won one time in past, they might not win again. But I think by a 2-1 margin, Liquid should win again because they had been going strong. They have that momentum advantage, if I may say. For now, what I will do is, oh, again that arrow just got selected. The yeah. For now, let's add one win to both the categories, 2-1 and 2-0. Nigma to essentially both 0-2 and 1-2, because it can actually go either way. And liquid, I will add it to a 2-1. And VC, I will add it to 1-2. So yeah, I think as we do 3 and schedule C and D, we will also know that which teams within these groups can face each other, and that can help branch off a lot of possibilities and make any changes from predictions. I think BB versus OG, this should, I would be surprised if it is not a 2-0, because Bet Booms is a strong team and they are consistent as well. And Aurora as a team also has disadvantage that they are consistent, and I am believing this should be a 2-0 as well. So just a quick pulse check. I think Bedboom versus OG. Okay, this was a 2-1. Okay, if in past it had been a 2-1, I think I will want to side on a 2-1, because OG also has a lot of great players. It's not a trash team that I can just say 2-0 that easily. So I will say Bet Booms can go here. Oh, Liquid was where? Liquid was in 2-1. Yeah. Bet Booms here. OG here. Aurora, I would say it should be a 2-0. It should be a very easy 2-0. And Gamer Legion here. And Schedule D, I think this is the easiest one. Vision versus TR, I think this should be 2-0. Vision is very consistent when playing against these type of teams. And Yandex versus Hooligan, this is also kind of very easy. Like Hooligan is the bottom 3 teams for almost everyone. So I would be surprised if Hooligan actually makes it like 2-1 as well. So with that, we have Vision here, we have Team Resilience here, we have Yandex at here, and we have Hooligany at here. Now the only unknown is whether Iron Wing will be in 2-0 or 2-1. But for now, I think let's consider them at 2-1 and Theorycraft there. So I can expect that if we want to rank teams from, within this bracket, I would say Aurora will be having 1-1 after round 2. So they will have won 1 and lost 1, because against Falcons and Vision and Yandex, it's like Aurora does not stand a chance. And between these two, I think Falcon could take a hit as well. So between 1-1, I would say it's Falcons and Aurora. Now that is mainly my intuition. Falcons has at times very, very much surprised us with their performance as well. Let me just see if it allows me to pick that up. Yeah. So tentatively Falcons and tentatively Aurora. And the teams which go to 2-0, I would say these would be Vision and Yandex. So what this means is, if you have these two teams in your 4-0 or 4-1, I would say things are looking good. If you have Falcon or Aurora, you kind of depend on if Iron Wing does a 2-1 or 2-0 with Nigma. Because what happens is, if Iron Wing does win this match, that is, it basically comes in this bracket, then I can imagine the matchmaking would be something like, one Wing and Aurora, and perhaps Vision Yandex or Vision and Falcon. That would actually be a more of a buff for Aurora to allow them to be 2-0. But for now, I would say the majority of the corner cases, or the things which are hard to predict, 4-0 and 4-1, Yandex and Vision, these two predictions are looking good. So if you have put them in, I think perhaps just elimination winners, you might want to consider again basis on the teams they might face, because I think the second round for both Vision and Yandex is going to be kind of easy. And in this one, I think Boom Boys will also be very easy one. I think, okay, they have already won one. I think Boom Boys is also another candidate for 2-0. Let me just add this somewhere, who I'm expecting at 2-0 win-loss. I would say Vision, based on what we discussed in past. I mean, just now, not very past. Yandex is also looking very good. The only chance is that if Vision versus Yandex happens, but I think they will not want it, because imagine both of these teams are good candidates to be the finalist of the international, and as an organizer I would not want that these two teams fight in the group stage then again in the international, because that just kills the tournament. I would want a variety of matches to happen rather than, spoiling what the outcome would be. Like, imagine if Falcon versus Extreme Gaming would have happened like 4 or 5 times in previous international. You would not be very much vested in final because you already know what the outcome would be. So I think Vision and Yandex should definitely not have a match together, and they will either be matched against Falcons or Aurora, in which case these are the teams which will go to 1-1. So for 2-0, I think Vision and Yandex are kind of safe bet. And from this group, if I see, I would say Boom Boys is a very good candidate. Bet Boom, Boom Boys, I think I kind of forget the name and so on and so forth. But and then for the next, Spirit and Liquid is where a bit of contention can happen. But I think overall these two in 4-1 or 4-0 are unpredictable. But I think as elimination round winners, they should definitely be in top 8. And this is also where I think Iron Wing will just, drop down to 1-1 and subsequently go for a elimination round loser. Now, coming to the next interesting case, which is basically who are candidates for 0-4 and who are candidates for like 0-4-1-4 and so on so forth. I very easily see a match between either. So for now, I think I should just remove Nigma from here. Nigma can be a 1-2 as well. So between these four, I would say if a match happens, I think Gamer Legion can win against Hooligany. That is good. TR can actually win against any three of these. So TR at frankly 1-4, definitely there. But TR might actually also end up as 2-3. So I would say the major thing is TR can also be 2-3 based on this, because for all these teams, it can attain one early victory very easily. As in Gamer Legion is easy. LGD has Topson, but I will still rank it a bit weaker because team synergy also matters a lot for Dota. And Hooligany is one of the, any team getting a match against it is free win, and I think Gamer Legion should be the one getting it, and they should match LG and TR. And for the 1-1, I think XG might rank up against VG again or Nigma, but I think this one should be a victory for XG. Yes, I think that TR can actually beat LGD with Topson. That's for sure. And the reason is, while they are great players at LGD, I would say the team sync has kind of gone for a toss. It is very important for the team to be in sync as well. The 1-2 is something which I think I should decode a bit, because my own prediction depends a bit on this. I have placed XG as an elimination round winner and VG as a loser, but frankly, I think VG as a winner makes more sense with this matchup, because they can win against Nigma. And OG, I think they have won. Let me just check it quick. Okay, they actually lost against 1-win itself. And in their previous one, VC Gaming, what has their performance been? I mean, I'm pretty sure in Shanghai, at least one Chinese team should win. Okay, they win against Nigma in past. They lost to Iron Wing, so I think I should place it somewhere in the middle. They also won against OG as well. So I would say VG looks good in this bracket to attain one victory. And XG can also attain a victory depending on the matchup. I think it would be something like one is matched, both Chinese teams wouldn't be matched against each other. It would either be Nigma versus one Chinese and OG versus another Chinese. So I think both of them can get a victory here. So overall, where does all this theory rank us up in the predictions? I would say Vision and Yandex should definitely be 4-0, which we have. And for the bottom one, Hooligany makes sense. TR, you need to decide if it would be 1-4 or 2-3, because TR is getting one early victory within the first 2 rounds itself, and that is in this group, if it happens. And if it happens, I think the other 1-4 team might end up to be Nigma in that case. So Nigma in TR, that is a call you should ideally take based on the elimination round matches. Hooliganish makes sense at the bottom. Yandex and Vision should be in your 4-0 or 4-1 ideally. If not, then just make sure you have your convictions set there. You're just not following any random guide. You know and intentionally have placed them there. And Aurora feels a bit safe to me, but I might switch XG and VC Gaming because yeah, that's a call I would say you should take. These three things: 1, Vision, Yandex in top 3; 2, XG and VC you might want to see and swap; and 3, Team Resilience and Nigma you might want to check and swap in this. I think these 3 will be something that might make or break a lot of predictions, so that's there. On the fantasy one, so this is what I am planning I will be actually doing on this stream to finalize my players. So it's like I have picked Satanic right now, and if I actually see some of the recent games that Satanic had, let me just nothing like a cup of tea. Why is don't do this to me, Gavin. Don't do this to me. It was all opening so fine and then you just pushed an update and nothing is visible. I think if it doesn't open, I have another backup as well. So just basically what I am going to do is I wanted to pull up one of the recent matches that Vision did. And I think that was mainly this. Let me see where I can get the match details here. There was a section. Okay, this. So schedule and okay, this is only for survivals. Oh, nice. And this basically tells me everything that I need to know. So if I see the recent games on Vision, I would see that what did Satanic take? What did Satanic pick? One, PL. The other, across the games, the carries were essentially, I would say the list of carries was slightly surprising to me. So it was like PL and then Nakes. This is another meta. So yeah, let me actually first complete that. Then Tiny and then Nakes again. So this actually means that if you look at the prediction, if you're picking Satanic, otherworldly actually makes sense as well, because Lifestealer is definitely a meta there, and one Clings is also very good meta in case you are pushing. But basically for core, these two heroes can be picked very often, if not banned. And essentially I did not see recent Jug or, my earlier conviction was Satanic played TA, he played Jug. Okay, is the live stream not working? Did something happen? Okay, no. YouTube is just giving me a hard scare. So anyway, so essentially what I mean is, based on the recent games your core has played and what the new meta has nerfed or not nerfed, you should ideally see that does the prefix make sense or not, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. So we have Satanic and Noticed, and if I see the recent one, Satanic is picking Lifestealer, Tiny, as well as PL. And in other matches that Vision played, if I check this, by the way, let me know if the stream faces any issue, because YouTube is kind of not letting me monitor it very nicely. But yeah, on this one, I think this is Tiny. And then this time he picked Nature's Prophet, which was a surprising pick. And in this game, he picked Lone Druid. Now, basis on my banners, that is basically I have creep score and GPM. If I see Satanic, there's also a Reddit guide, by the way. So let me actually first start with that. So if I just pick Satanic here, I would see that he is pretty good in GPM. He is pretty good in creeps as well. Thanks, Excel. I think that is fine. The stream is fine in that case. Yeah. So basically, if you see this, GPM, creeps, death, these are the top 3 attributes for Satanic. And if I see the recent matches, I could just verify that what was the, does it show me the individual score somewhere of the heroes? Yeah, it here. That's one. Awesome. Good for me. And similarly, that's three. That's good as well. And similarly, that's one. So basically, Satanic does not die that often. I would say less than three deaths in multiple matches is good. The other thing is the kind of heroes that he's playing right now. Like, this is again Tiny. So Tiny, Life Stealer, Nature's Prophet, PL, these four heroes we saw. Again, a Nature's Prophet, I think. Yeah. And here it's again, okay, I think I just came across this already. My bad. And in this one, I think he picked SF, which is also covered in our Otherworldly. The other game, he picked Nature's Prophet again. Basically, I have a list of 5 heroes that he's going. I can make a list of 5 to 10 heroes that he plays, and I see in the recent matches he's playing these heroes. I can just check that if Nature's Prophet is nerfed somewhere. Uh Let me just nature. Yeah, mostly not. What about Lone Druid? Lone Druid is fine. Life Stealer, no. And Tiny, I think Tiny did get a change recently. No. No? Okay, I in that case, I think these are kind of immune heroes in this patch. So I am expecting him to pick either Life Stealer, Shadow Fiend, Nature's Prophet, Tiny, Phantom Lancer. And which categories do these fit? Do I have a single category with all of them? I think not. And that's the risk that I have to take. But what is sure is they don't come under escaped or mask hero. So heroic might not be good. I should go by otherworldly, so at least I can get some points if he picks Life Stealer. Clings is also a good pick that he might take, or otherwise Shadow Fiend. So at least 2 of the 5 heroes are covered. And I think, does any other, I'm curious, which category does Nature's Prophet belong to? And Lone Druid as well, by the way. Purple, I think that those would be Emerald if I'm not wrong. Yeah, there's Nature's Prophet. I see him, but I don't see Lone Druid. Either ways, either ways, I don't think we will be seeing a lot of Lone Druid. Suffix anyway, clutch, lucky, or underdog, depending on your risk appetite. I actually did not try the calculators, and the reasoning is everybody's trying the calculators, and I don't think they will be very accurate. Like, they should definitely be accurate in the sense, if I think you were right. For deciding the prefixes, I think calculators will help. I think I will definitely check them out. Actually, let's just check them out right now itself. Let me check. I mean, even for this, I think Umaroom had also put in his guide that which prefixes are good for which. So there's like a torrent of information that you have. And I think, okay, he also did heroic and otherworldly as equal, but my recent investigation helps me build a conviction that it's otherworldly should be better than heroic. Ultimately, what happens is calculators will use the past games, but what they might miss is what the latest patch has done in meta. So what you will need to do extra, in my opinion, is to see if the hero which your calculator is, or which you are relying on, is nerfed or not. As in, if you have picked, like, if I see Satanic's previous few games and I see that, okay, he has picked Tiny, he has picked Lone Druid, he has picked Phantom Lancer, and I see they are bombed in this patch, I cannot trust the calculator, because I know that this he will not go for these again. These heroes have fallen out of meta, and he will kind of try to do something else. So in that sense, calculators can give you something, but will that something be useful for you? That is up to your interpretation. And that is also one of the reason I keep that thing to last, because I need to first build my conviction there. And apart from that, let's also check that out. Da 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 da. Let's see. I've not done for Marnie, but Marnie kind of picks Centaur and so many. Let me check what it recommends for current one. It says the prefix is golden. Is it? Let me check. For golden, it would be Kling's Alchemist. I don't think he plays Alchemist. Okay, Centaur, that is good for Marnie. That I can guarantee. And ES, definitely. ES and Tinker are good for me. I think this is favoring mid pick a bit more. I think this is also fair enough. This is not absolutely trash, but I think I will be able to evaluate it after I build my conviction. Basically, what I am saying is don't go in blind, because past precedents are never the indicator of future performance. You will have to, adapt, and that can be the difference in the few percentile that you make. I mean, if you have great banners, you should definitely do. If you have trash banners, then I don't think prefixes and all can kind of save you a lot, so you can save that effort. But for borderline cases, everything kind of matches. The other thing that I wanted to check was for mid, my basically banner is GPM, runes and teamwork, which are kind of the only acceptable ones. But for mid red, you can actually take creeps as well, and in that case your player choice matters, because if your mid is going over to gank a lot, then he's not farming, then your creep score will be low. GPM may not be low because he will get the assist and kill gold, so you should definitely pick something from here. I see Minisha being top for almost all of them. So this is also what I used when I picked Marnie. I saw that, okay, his GPM was good. Team fight, mid player cannot just AFK farm, so team fight has to be good as well. Rune grab, that is up for the mids. Mids have to get runes anyway, so we don't have any option there. So I would say this was one of the reason I picked Marine. And when I look at the recent matches for Falcon, okay, it is opening now, which is awesome, but it is lagging here, so I think it is not as awesome as I thought. So if I just look at some of the recent Falcon matches, including losses, or should I say especially losses, one thing that is constant is that Marine has deaths. So with a death one, I will not prefer Marine a lot, because any mid which is like ganking, I should first complete, because any mid that is ganking might have some deaths, and in that case you will have a lot of penalty. Like, for people who don't know, death is just a fixed 1900, and from that a particular you can say points, I think 190 or something, are minus every time your player dies. 195. It's basically 10% is deducted, and if it dies 10 times, you're like back to 0. So that's there. So if I look at the recent matches that we have for like Marnie, a GPM of 680. Okay, that is not very inspiring, right? Now it takes the best of 2, which is fine for a lot of cases, but on average, I might like just want to see what is the more consistent lot of the player, which can help here. That is okay, did I just close that one win essence? Yeah, I closed that. I think Falcon also participated in that recent esports tournament, right? Let me take a data point from okay, that is closed. Esports 2026 Dota 2. Yes, esports World Cup. And if I see what are the match, okay, Falcon is okay, that was it only. Falcon just lost 0. That is so unfortunate. It does not provide me a good data point at all. Anyway, in that case, I think I should just check the one win essence. One win essence 2, because Falcon has some matches here, and especially against Liquid. And this is the so Marnie is picking Centaur these days a lot. Centaur and Pangolier, these two heroes are what I saw a lot. Puck, by the way, Puck and Nisha is a great choice if you have deaths, because Puck is bound to die very, very less times unless it's very severely hunted. While Marnie, on the other hand, because he's taking something like a centaur pango tank, he has to be in middle of action. He will have higher deaths. So I will say don't bet your deaths on Marnie. You should definitely change your player. I'm curious, what mid player have you picked if you have got a death banner, by the way, chat? Like, for me, I got GPM, so I am safe with Marnie. But in case you got death, is it just Nisha? Because I see almost every other fantasy has put Nisha as a top tier mid there. Essentially, the GPM is fine, the deaths are there. One thing is, kills are good on Skitter, because they pick a hero like Ursa. So if you are stuck on kills, you did not get creeps or GPM, then you can take a kill oriented carry like him. Like, if I also see this guide, I think he had put on which good player is there for kills. I mean, this is kind of low for everyone, like from GPM to this. But I think for somebody like Skitter or this, if they have, I mean, if they just have a game with like 10 or 15, 10 or 13 kills, you are kind of doing better than average. Definitely better than average. And by better than average, I mean you are making it to the 95 percentile in my opinion, because it is not a very high effort. I see Nisha is quite popular, and I think rightly so. He has less deaths. Invoker and Puck, I think Nisha is a boon if you get a death with a very high rating. I would definitely say Nisha is one you should consider if you have deaths. If you have something like GPM or team fight, I mean team fight you all will have anyway. But if you have something like GPM, he makes sense. And just look at the last hits. I think 300. How long did this game last? 31. I think that is fine. Not the best, but also not the worst. I think that is fine. So anyway, I so anyway on that, what's the third game that they played? And that was another centaur as well. So if you got creeps for mid, I would say let I think Marine is fine for creeps, because because in the winning games he has like over 700, and it's how many, 3 creeps per point? I mean 3 points per creep, or is it 2? I think 3, right? So I think Marine is a good choice to have. And I think Nisha is a good one as well, because he picks heroes like Invoker and what do I say? Invoker, Puck, which are very easy to farm with because they have AoE. And this should also, and as a like double or triple check, we can also check here. Like, we see Nisha and Marine as top 2 in creeps here. So all the theories are agreeing, all the planets coincide. You can just go with either of one depending on what your other banners are. Like, hopefully you have runes in blue, and hopefully you have team fight in green. But if you have something like stuns, you should kind of check that your mid hero actually picks someone with a stun and not just a slow or damage. So this is also something that matters a lot for support. Like, I got stuns, and if you see a lot of recent matches for many players, you would see supports like Pugna and Disruptor. Now if your support picks Disruptor, Pugna, they will not be scoring anything on stuns. So that will be a bad player pick, which is causing the banner to fail. So I think support for my one deserves a lot of attention. For me, I personally picked Ryu and not me, but I need to also at least check that if Team Spirit holds on to this or not, in the sense that if they are not picking supports which are, if recently they have not picked supports which are stunning or having stuns, then I might want to change my support players. And let me just open up this and VC OG. Okay, I don't see Team Spirit here. Did they not participate here? Yeah, they were not here. In that case, I should just pull that history up. And yeah, there they are. And where did they match up? Okay, they are here. And Liquid XG, Spirit XG. Wait, okay, they are only to the playoff ones. That's only one match. If just this Dota thing just loaded, I think that would make my life so simpler. But I think, okay, it's loading fine now. I think One Win Essence did not have Spirit, so I can just check on the Esports World Cup and check here. Oh my god, 16 pages. Let me check this. This also takes a lot of time to load. Not my personal favorite, by the way. But Ryu took... Is it Lion? Okay, Clock. No. Clock. My god, I got confused. I'm kind of a boomer in a way. And Rubik. I think both of them have stuns. That is somewhat reassuring for me. I mean, mini stuns or anything, but at least it is something. It is not 0. And similarly, if I see this... not here. Oh my god, which... This. Let me also check one more data point. And I have... And in me... Okay, Rubik is a good pick. And there is Undying as well. I mean, not very consistent. I will have to check on who picks a lot of stunners. I mean, Lion and Shaman, are they not... Those are the best ones if you can get stuns. That is there. But I think Ryu and Not Me, I should definitely check once. Who else is suggested? I mean, when I look at this guide, this gave a data point that, hey, if you have stuns, then Theolocker and KJ, because they are LGD, I am not committing a lot. They might have to change some strategies with a new mid. So that's there. I think Ari and Whitemon, Mira and Karoi are also good in stuns. And this is essentially what I earlier picked. The reason why I actually picked Ryu and Not Me, because of, I mean, 1018, that's a lot. The good part of the support banner is that Ops, Smokes, every support is going to use. Stuns is the only thing which will cause either a match to count or not count, because only best of 2 are taken, if I'm not incorrect. Unfortunately, this stuns also has the highest multiplier out of all of them, but pretty much that's it. If I just want to quickly... I think one other thing that I want to mention before, a lot of people have got tower damage as well. And tower damage is actually a great stat in my opinion. Like, in the sense, it's not something to just shit on, but you need to pick your core carefully. And the reason is, I think one of the recent games here itself was... Okay, this is not showing things like tower damage, is it? I think basically what I wanted to show was that P-Vision cores, they are doing good for tower damage as well. Tower damage ultimately leads to tower last hit, but what happens is, no one Satanic, both are pushing. You will only get kind of half. You ideally want a team where only one core picks, something like BB, because you see Klings, and when you see Klings, you know that this guy is going to eat out the towers alive. If you see the tower, it's like for every last hit you get some big bonus. Yeah, plus 350 to every last hit. Just even if you get like 5 towers, you're done. But to get 5 towers, you need somebody who picks a pusher consistently, whether it's a Lycan, whether it's a Klings, whether it's somebody. I would say if you get towers, Boom Boys is a good bet, because they had been picking Klings consistently since a while, and that is one good one to have. If you get a Mat Stones on your core, instead of GPM and creep score, if you get Mat Stones, I would say Mat Stones, you will have to pick a jungler. And jungler will also match with CS GPM or any other red that you have. But jungler in these, I think Beastmaster or Lycan, I'm not sure who of these picks it. I did not actually follow through each and every player, but yeah, for towers at least I saw this is good, because a lot of people DM me saying that they got towers, or they have a very high multiplier tower, or they just have 5 rerolls left and they don't want to risk a reroll stat there, because you can be stuck on a bad stat as well. So that's my advice. You just pick the hero who pushes towers. Like something like this is just chef's kiss for you in that case. And I am thinking let's me also check upon the Aurora supports, because they are something highly the next recommended ones for the. Ooh, Bane and Jakiro, they instill some confidence, that's fine. And then who is the support in this one, man? Okay, Oracle, he has a root. Do roots count as stuns? I don't think so that roots count as stuns, so I will say this is 0. Okay, and Mira, so this is a Willow support. She has root as well. That is also not very good. That is also not very good in the sense. A lot of times you will score low in stuns is this itself. You will not, your hero might not pick somebody with stuns, but just slow, root, or silence. Stun is just one of the many things, many disables that they can pick. So, okay, Yandex, that was also what I wanted to check. Did they Mirana Tusker? That is good actually. I think Yandex supports were. Oh right, Dark Willow has that Dark Crown. You are right. You're right. Dark Willow has the crown, and that's an AoE stun actually. So I think Aurora should be given a chance there. And Saksha and Melody, I think Willow has a whatever you call that net. I think that should be a stun. Does the wording say stun? Dota is giving me some very big corner cases. Affected enemies are pulled, this, and have dev. Okay, that is a stun. That is good to know. I think for stuns in that case, I might actually switch over from my Team Spirit ones to either, what do we say, Yandex, or otherwise Aurora. I need some more data points. Let me pull up a few more matches. And then I think we can also check what the calculator says as the new prefix. If I just go over. By the way, until then, if you have any banner you want help with, just let me know. We can also check that as well. So, did Aurora actually come here? No, not here. But I think Yandex should be there, right? Okay, Yandex was also not in this one. Wait, then I was pretty sure Yandex was there. Okay, they have group D's. Let me just check from this one itself on the results. If it is working, I can just go the long way itself. That is fine. Esports World. Let me just check up some of the recent nail-biting Yandex matches. And they are... I actually don't even need to open it. We have Wyvern and NP. That is okay. Wyvern... The Wyvern ult is the only stun. I would not count that actually. The other is Hoodwink and Enigma. Oh, Enigma. That is a good one. Between Vision versus, they took Mirana, Tusker. Mirana Tusker, Hoodwink, Bumby, and again, I think this might actually be worth it, because if they pick Enigma and these are like double stuns, like that is awesome. No love for Earthshaker? Is there no? I'm not sure. I've not seen Earthshaker being picked. I mean, Earthshaker gets banned a lot as well. Ever since PL got into meta, Earthshaker, I just see Earthshaker constantly banned. That is the Wind Clock, and this. So VC is also good. Mirana Undying, Techies Undying. I think that is fair. And also Tide Hunter and... I think I'm switching over to Yandex. The other team I wanted to check is Aurora. Just super quick. Bane is also good. Jakiro is also good. And okay, I think both of these are plausible. What is the difference gap that actually this says? Like between Mira is 951 and between Saksha and Melody. Okay, that is a big difference. Why is Saksha and Melody just 766 if they are picking Enigma and these sort of heroes? But again, I think Enigma is not that big of a stunner as well. I think in that case, my support banner is again previously who I bet on. I had bet on Aurora as support last time as well. They got me to 98 percentile. So I think this is good. Let me also then check on what prefix, what new prefix the calculator recommends, because I have seen a bit of plays. I can make some comments on if it's worth or if it's perhaps not worth, not, I mean, not worth, but outdated. So let us check. Mira and Kaori. Crimson? That doesn't make any sense. What heroes are there in Crimson? Like, I don't think red. Lina, Sniper, Jakiro, okay, that is covered under support. Lycan, I don't think they have played. Pango, that is played by Marine sometimes. I see 2 heroes. Beast is also played by Marine. I see 3 heroes. Okay, SF is also played by Satanic. I see 4 heroes covered. And Pud, Sniper, Beast. This does not build a lot of conviction for me, to be honest. I think what is the next best banner in this case? The next best is Heroic. And Otherworldly is like way down. So after all this theory crafting, will I just be sent back? Okay, I have this. Okay, I have basically Invoker, Lion, Rubik. Rubik is picked a bit, but I have not seen any of these heroes recently. I think I will stick with Otherworldly. And what I want to check is if I replace my mid with Nisha, because he also has a good GPM, will I have a better chance of converging at the banners? Otherworldly kind of becomes better. And but Otherworldly does not have neither Puck nor Invoker, right? Those are like very popular mid heroes. If I see across, my banner for core is the one which I will say is strongest, because Rune Scrapped is kind of so-so and support is very much dependent on stun. So I want to boost my core banner the max. I think I will bet on Otherworldly. The main thing that I want, the main takeaway that I want for everyone here is you choose your team, see the recent heroes, see if they got hammered down or nerfed in the recent patch. If no, you can just assume the same pattern could follow and you can pick you can make your choices of, prefixes. After that, you can definitely go to a calculator and pick something. But I will say don't just pick Cerulean just because this calculator says so. Because for Cerulean, I think blue hero, I know that Kez is played sometimes by my core, but I find the other heroes a bit difficult. Like if my mid would be Sunmill, I would be sure on Storm, but I think Otherworldly in that case makes a lot of sense for at least for my banner. I think this is the final one. And let me also take the screenshot as is, because this is what I am going with, and this is what I will also post at the end of my stream. This, and for predictions, I have to very quickly decide, do I want to choose between VC and do I want to choose between XG? I think I should have one look at the recent Chinese tournament. You're right, actually. Chinese teams play a lot of long games. But wait, I should ask this first. Which banner are you recommending for Chinese team? Are you suggesting for support, or is it like core or mid? The thing is, GPM is a very tricky stat to balance, because you can have a high GPM in a short game, and possibly as the game drags on, your GPM kind of lowers down. Creep score is a ever increasing one. If you have creep score, then long games are always good. Okay, so the part with observer and smokes is that plus minus 1 or 2 wards, almost every support is going to place observer and use smoke. Like this is TI, they are not going to wait with 4 observers in the shop. So observer and smokes, even if you don't trust my theory, this is also what is said in the initial guide that came out, if you see, there is not a lot of difference between observer, just one word here and there, and that words are pretty much same. And similarly for smoke, the gap is very less. I think 1700 to 2000, it is just a matter of 2 or 3 smokes here and there. So that is why I think picking a Chinese team just for those two does not often make sense. It is more, and plus my highest banner is stun, so that is also something I want to optimize. I am expecting most of the games to go up till like 40 to 50 minutes. I'm not expecting a lot of 1.5 or 2 hour game. Like if some team would have done 2 hour matches, that would have been lovely. that I would have definitely said that observer and smokes for those are best, but 1 hour 50 minutes, that is just one observer here and there. So I think you should go by consistency there. Yes, definitely. I will share this link for the calculator and I will post it in the chat. This is there. And this is Maroon's guide. I had actually linked it earlier in the description. I'm not sure if it got removed, but I will also re-add it in that case, because a lot of this was definitely used in my analysis. And also definitely please feel free to go and thank him for this. I'm not taking any credits for his work there. He has done a lot of great service for this Dota event, I would say. Yeah. Back to there, I want to choose between VC and XG. I think for most of my picks, I am sure Yandex or Vision have a good chance of in 4-0. Falcon, not so much. Boom Boys, not so much, I would say. It is a 50-50 in my conviction. Aurora, I think, has consistently won against a lot of these lower teams, so they should be good in elimination round winners. XG and VC is the only thing I want to revisit, and this Nigma and TR as well, actually. TR is a very new Chinese team, and Nigma is a very recurring international team. I think this is going to make or break a lot. I mean, 4 points. How much will these 4 points put me behind? Okay, that is a lot of points to actually lose. Exactly, one fail is like enough to collapse us. Hey Animesh, welcome to the stream. I think this deserves a lot more thought. I think this is the only one last one thing that's remaining. I need to check for XG and TR. XG and VC, sorry. TR kind of won against XG, and that was the big surprise there. Actually, let me see what other did XG participate in this one, or were they only in the Chinese tournaments? The thing with Chinese teams is Tidebound last year ruined all my predictions and brought me from 98 to 95%. So I am like double, triple, you can say, careful when betting on Chinese teams. Yes, definitely. I am actually making changes to my predictions right now. So let me see. VC Gaming wins against Nigma. They lose to Falcons. They tie to 1W. Okay. And they win against OG as well. I mean, if it were, what does the theory say? Where will VC land? So after 2 matches, VC will be 1-1. That is such a edge case to actually land me in. I definitely think Falcon is going to have a hard time in 4-1. That is sure. But I think if I have to bet, I might bet against Boom Boys. Let me just check it here. I think Boom Boys might face against Spirit and Liquid, so that will be tough. And Falcon will definitely face either Yandex or Vision. So unless they go and face Aurora, which should not be the case because Vision and Yandex at group stage is anticlimactic. So I think you're right. Falcon, I would say I would replace it with BB, Bet Boobs, and I would put Falcons here. That is also true. That is also true. We cannot just assume past precedents will again happen. But one thing that kind of, but for the edge case one, it is either XG or VC. I think this is the one thing that is putting me a bit on what can happen. Like, at least for this one, I have clarity on my top four. Like, I know that Vision will be there, Boom Boys is there, Yandex is there. Boom Boys has a higher chance among all. Liquid can also surprise, but I am not betting a lot right now because Liquid has a bit of inconsistent performance. I would say two things to watch out is either TR or Nigma. You might want to swap them because they are falling under the same bracket. Where was that? This. And ideally, I'm expecting LJD, Gamer Legion, TR, and Hooligany to be matched against each other. And among these, TR is definitely getting one victory. So within 2 matches, TR has secured one. And I think it might surprise us by securing another. But the thing is, that would also mean I would have to put Nigma in 0-2 because I have no other team gives me enough conviction to place them in 1-4. Nigma had a series of like bad matches consistently. And if I just look at the overall team, if I just see Nigma Galaxy here and then results, it is also pretty much not very reassuring. 13-14, 13-14, 9-10, that's not top 8, right? But is it bad enough to give a 1-4? That is the question. I mean, a lot of players will be mad, but I think this is Shanghai. I should give a bit more credit to TR. I would actually swap them. Nigma can definitely go 1-4. I do not think OG will go 1-4. OG has given a lot of, you can say, difficulty or run for their money in the recent matches. Like, if I just see, was it One Win Essence where they came, or even Bedboom, it took them out 2-1. And what this means is, if OG would have lost 2-0, I would be like, yeah, there's a high chance they fail. But 2-1 means there's definitely some element. They are winning against these teams as well. They might lose overall, but they should not be in this category, in my opinion. And even if I look at the current expectation, which bracket is OG landing in? OG is landing in this one, okay. It's like Chinese against these. I think Nigma is set for a 1-4 here. Basically, I am expecting round 2 to be between Extreme Gaming, Nigma, and VG and OG. And in that case, I think VG OG, did it happen earlier? I think no, but VG also lost to Tundra, so there's that. But either ways, I think Nigma I would put to 1-4 and TR I will put here. A lot of people have put TR at 0-4. I would really suggest, if you have put it just because you've copied someone, I would say gather some context. TR might not be 0-4. You should be very confident when putting TR 0-4. You should not just copy someone's template if they have put TR to 0-4. XG had a lot of rooster change. I think 60% of the team changed. And VG has a bit of inconsistent performance. Like, they lost to, I mean, what can I say? XG lost to TR itself. So VG losing to Tundra or Iron Wing does not make a lot of sense. But then again, I think VG is also the team for which we have some data points, right? Where does it stand? It gave a run to Liquid for its money. It then lost to Tundra, and that's it. And if I look at the esports VC won here. They again lost to Tundra. I would say Extreme Gaming here makes sense to me because of AME factor, to be honest. I had defended XG here only based on my personal conviction. But a lot of people might swap VC and XG here. I think XG is definitely having a trouble time, but I am also hoping that the home factor plays well for them. Home factor can play well for VC gaming as well, but this is something that can go either way. I'm expecting mostly BB, these two, and this one. I'm expecting 6 incorrections here, plus minus 1 or 2, but I think this should give me 8 or more points at least. That is what I'm hoping for. And with that, I will just screenshot it, and this is the final prediction we are going with. So that is there. Awesome. I think I went over everything I wanted to. Thanks to everyone for joining. I want to check if anybody still has any questions. They want a roster fantasy review, roster review, or anything in prediction. We can discuss that for some time, and otherwise we can call it off. And questions down. I think we can wait for 5 minutes. If there's nothing, I'll just call off the stream. That's also fine. By the way, for the terrain token, I would say Sanctums of Divine looks really good to me. I think that is also the most recent terrain out of here. I think I initially thought Emerald Abyss is something interesting, or Immortal Gardens actually. But somebody noted that Immortal Gardens has a pretty similar, you can say, terrain in Dire side as well. Oh, Immortal is the OG, is it? Let's see.
Beware the bite of frost.
Let me commit a good war crime by building a dagger, a plain dagger, and 3 spells.
Very well. Prepare for battle.
Okay, this was it. They have basically made the Dire and this similar. For team fight and support, I would say you can blindly pick Yandex. And why I say blindly pick Yandex is because very high conviction that almost every support will be buying smoke, every support will be planting observer wards. Like in TI, if you see the difference between supports who have between supports for wards and smoke, it is like almost negligible. Like, okay, this is mid, but essentially this highest is 2260, lowest I think 1881, plus minus 1 ward here and there, but otherwise it is pretty much same. Similar for smoke, it is like 2016, and lowest is 174, plus minus here and there, but you are good. I would say Saksha or Melody is good. I have personally put Mira and Kanui because they had a better, you can say, average than Saksha and Melody, and I also got stuns. Team fight is also something a lot of supports will naturally do. This is also something where Saksha and Melody do good. I have personally picked Mira because while they have slightly less average, they had that consistency which gives me confidence. I don't want that my duo just plays 1 or 2 games good and then they just drop off and then they just drop the ball. So my picks are basically Aurora for this. And I think Mira also was the reason I was 98 percentile last time. So I have high conviction in Aurora supports as well.
Onward.
I would say Immortal Gardens, if it has same tile for Radiant and Tide, that is definitely...
Yes.
I cannot see Dota with same tiles on both maps. I have been playing since the Warcraft era, man. I am so used to Dire being like black and all, you know, undead. But Immortal Garden definitely looks good. I would also see how this looks, because this is what every Ben Johnson Thompson is recommending. I mean,
My quiver and bow are ready.
I like the green, by the way. I like this green. This is good.
Link dagger.
Free
Prepare for
spells.
battle. Forward.
Yeah, this is
My bow
rich.
is
I would say this is rich. I like that. It looks
Agreed.
good. Like these blue tiles and all those look so good, man.
Way ahead of you.
One other that I was kind of thinking was, how does this look? This would just be like Slark's home. It drains, right? And same
quiver
it
with
is, same it is
anticipation.
for that moonlight weather and all that. It
Silent
just
as
drains
mist.
the GPU. Like I had to buy a
The
laptop
arrow
fan
stands
for
from
this.
afar. Prepare for battle. Link dagger brings me
FP.
closer.
I mean, yeah, my FPS here is also just 180. I think that is
That
fine. I'm
was
also
my
parallelly streaming. Okay, I am not a big
My
fan
bow
of
is
not a
strong.
big fan of this at all. Not a big fan of this. Come on, what have you done to the river?
I go in silence.
It definitely looks good. It's a lot of blue,
Yes.
more blue than I like. But I would also say these ambient fishes are
battle.
good as well. They give a good overall environment. I
Good
wonder why
enough.
that Valve just stopped giving new terrains. This was such an awesome thing to have. I think Reef's Edge is also good. Players liking blue would get it. I just like the green a lot more, and Sanctums of Divine just has that nice shade of green for me. Oh my god, that is such a nice detail, man. Whale sounds. That's awesome. Okay, I think we are not going to have any other questions as well. So I think I will just call off the stream now. I think we just have one day. I think I'm not sure on the exact time zone, but I would really say you should just lock in your fantasy and predictions in the next 12 to 24 hours so you don't just get locked out. I'm from India, by the way, man. I'm from India. So it's, I think, late night here. Group stage, I think it will be in European Standard Time, UTC, I guess. But either ways, I would say you should not delay your predictions and group stage anymore if you have done. So with that, I guess I will sign off. Thanks, guys. Thank you for joining, and I hope you got some really nice takeaways, and all the best for predictions. Just one day to go. Let's just ace this. Let's just ace this. Good night.